Good morning, students. Today we will learn about another major landform of the earth, that is plains, and about the landforms and the people. So plains are large stretches of flat land. They are generally not more than 200 meters above mean sea level. Some plains are extremely level, others may be slightly rolling and undulating. Most of the plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries. Rivers flow down from the slope of the mountains and erode them. They carry forward the eroded material, then they deposit their load consisting of stones, sand and silt along their courses and in their valleys. It is from these deposits that the plains are formed. So children, what are plains? Plains are the large stretch or areas of flat land. So basically the plains are the flat lands spread on huge area, and plains children, they do not have much elevation like mountains or plateaus. So they do not have much height like mountains and plateaus, and they are not more than 200 meters above the sea level. So that is the height of the plains. They are not more than 200 meters above the sea level. Now sometimes the surface of the plains are extremely leveled or flat or smooth, but sometimes they are slightly rolling and undulating. It means they are not even or smooth. Now most of the plains children, they are formed by the rivers and their tributaries. So plains are formed by the rivers and their tributaries. So what happens? Many rivers originate from the mountains like Himalayas. So many rivers originate from Himalayas, and when these rivers flow down from the slopes of mountains, the rivers erode or break the mountains into very fine particles and stones. So since the rivers are flowing down with a lot of speed, that helps the rivers in eroding or breaking the mountains into very fine particles or stones. Then the rivers carry forward the eroded material or broken material, and these rivers move ahead carrying these materials. Now when they move ahead, they keep depositing these broken materials along their courses or their way and in their valleys also. And it is from these deposits that the plains are formed. So the rivers are carrying eroded or broken material, and as the rivers are moving ahead, they keep depositing these broken materials along their courses and in the river valleys. And from these deposits only the plains are formed. So the load which is carried by the rivers, they consist of stones, sand and silt. And with the help of these stones, sand and silt, the plains are formed. Now generally the plains are very fertile. Construction of transport network is easy. Thus these plains are very thickly populated regions of the world. Some of the largest plains made by the rivers are found in Asia and North America. For example, in Asia, these plains are formed by the river Ganga and Brahmaputra in India and the Yangtze in China. So children, the plains are very fertile due to the fine silt and organic materials brought by the rivers. So the silt and organic materials are making the plains very fertile, and since the plains are flat and leveled, so construction of transport network like roadways and railways is also easy. And that is why children, plains are thickly populated. Thickly populated means many people prefer to live here on the plains. Now some examples of plains made by the rivers are in Asia and in North America. And in India we have northern plains or which is also known as alluvial plains formed by the river Ganga and Brahmaputra. And then we also have Yangtze Plain in China, which is formed by the river Yangtze. Then, plains are the most useful areas for human habitation. There is great concentration of people as more flat land is available for building houses as well as for cultivation. Because of fertile soils, the land is highly productive for cultivation. In India too, the Indo-Gangetic plains are the most densely populated regions of the country. So children, we have already read people prefer to live in plains. They are most useful for human habitation. And it is because flat land is available so that they can build their houses easily. They can also do farming due to the fertile soil. And in India, the Indo-Gangetic plains are the most densely populated region, means in India, people mostly live around Indo-Gangetic plains. And Indo-Gangetic plain is also known as Indus and Ganga river plain. I repeat, it is also known as Indus and Ganga river plain. So people generally prefer to live in plain rather than they live in mountainous areas. Then coming to the next topic, which is landforms and the people. Humans have been living on different kinds of landforms in different ways. Life is difficult in mountainous areas. Plains provide much better conditions. It is easy to grow crops, build a house or a road in a plain than a mountain. So in this paragraph children, we read how landform affect the life of people. So children, on different landforms, people live in different ways. For example, people who live on mountains, they live their lives differently than those who live on the plains. Life on mountains is difficult, whereas plains provide much better condition to the people. On plains, we can easily grow the crops, we can easily build our houses, roads, but all these will be very difficult in the mountains. Then, some natural calamities such as earthquakes, volcanic eruption, storms and floods cause widespread destruction. Huge loss of life and property takes place. By creative awareness about such incidences, we may lower the risks. So, we often see children that whenever there is a natural calamity like earthquake, volcanic eruption, storms and floods, it always causes loss of life of people, animals lose their life, and it also causes damage to the property. But children, by taking some steps, like by creating awareness about such incidences, we can lower the risk of natural calamities. Like we can plant more trees to lower the risk of the calamity. Then we can shift or relocate the people who live in the exposed area. We can also prepare for emergency supplies. So by doing all these things, we can lower the risk of natural calamity. Then you may find out from your own surroundings in how many ways we use the land and water. Quite often we use the land in a wasteful manner, for example constructing houses on fertile land. Similarly, we throw garbage on the land or in water, making them dirty. We should avoid using such important gifts of nature in a careless manner. The available land is not only for our use, it is our duty to leave the earth a better place for the future generations as well. So children, we use land to grow the food, to walk on it, to run our vehicles on it, and we use water for our different purposes like drinking, cooking, cleaning, etc. But sometimes we do not use the natural resources properly. Like we build our houses on fertile land. On fertile lands which could have been used to grow crops, we build our houses on it. In that way, we are wasting the fertile land. Then we also throw the garbage on the land and also in water, and it will make it dirty. So as a result, we won't be able to drink the water after that. So we should avoid doing all these things as they are the gifts of nature, and we should use these natural resources in such a way that the future generation can also use them. So children, with this we have finished this chapter, chapter number 6 we have finished. Now only question answers are left, which will be done afterwards. So children, please read the chapter 2 to 3 times, and if you have any doubt, you can always message me on Campus Care or on WhatsApp. I will try to solve your doubts. And children, please prepare well for your exams. All the best to everyone. I will see you all soon. Thank you, children.